Mit der Nummer 12 Erik. Die Nummer 15 Manuel. Mit der 18 Jonas. Die 21 Giovanni. Mit der 23 Blaine. Die Nummer 32 Kevin. Die Nummer 40 Corbinian. Mit der 47 Simon. Die Nummer 70 Bennett. Die 81 Sebastian. Mit der 89 Zack. Mit der 92 Marcel. Die 93 Leo. Und die 97 Matt. Die Eisbären.
An dieser Stelle, liebe Zuschauer, hallo Eisergeborene, haben wir ein paar Sicherheitshinweise für euch.
Das hier, das ist der Leo. Der Leo zeigt euch heute mal, wie man in diesen aktuellen Zeiten ein Spiel der Eisbären Berlin erleben kann. Der Leo hat sein Ticket zu Hause selber ausgedruckt. Und damit der Einlass schneller geht, hat der Leo keine Tasche dabei, hat sein Ticket und sein Ausweis in der Hand, damit die Kontrolle schneller geht. Außerdem ist der Leo geimpft und hat seinen Nachweis schon parat. Ab hier muss der Leo die ganze Zeit eine Maske tragen. Außerdem achtet er darauf, dass er den Abstand zu den anderen Fans in der Arena nimmt. Essen und Trinken darf der Leo leider nur am Sitzplatz. Da darf er die Maske erst abnehmen. Wenn der Leo zu seinem Platz geht, dann dreht er aus Rücksicht den anderen Zuschauern den Rücken zu. Das ist eine gute Sache und schützt die anderen. Klingt komisch, ist aber so. Auf seinem Platz darf der Leo seine Maske.
What a goal! Oh my goodness!
Martieren.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of Finland.
So, jetzt bitten wir beide Mannschaften aufs Eis. Bitte beide Mannschaften aufs Eis. Und hier sind sie für euch, die Eisbären.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Mercedes-Benz Arena in Berlin, where it's a Friday night, and we're getting set for game day number one, the 2021-22 edition of the Champions Hockey League. And for the first time, a pair of giants in Europe, Tappara from Tampere in Finland, taking on Eisbären Berlin, a pair of clubs with tremendous history who are meeting for the first time in CHL play today. I'm your commentator, Ben Wilson, as we take a look at the starting lines for Eisbären, the defending German champions from the Deutsche Eishockey Liga, under third-year head coach Serge Aubin. We'll take a momentary pause as we have your anthems. It's outstanding to have the fans back. It's also outstanding to have Champions Hockey League back after a year absence due to COVID. It's the 2021-22 campaign getting underway tonight. The final game of our first match day throughout the league is these two clubs competing in Group E, along with Skellefteå in Sweden and Lugano in Switzerland. Those two teams underway right now, just a few minutes ahead of us in Switzerland, tied 1-1 in the first period. You saw our referees a moment ago, led by Andre Schrader and Mark Everts. This is a German officiating crew tonight. As you look at the visitors from Tappara, fourth place finishers last year in the Finnish Liga. But they are one of just a few teams who have appeared in every rendition of the Champions Hockey League since its inception in 2014. Meanwhile, for Eisbären, they are back in the CHL, fifth appearance, but have not been in this competition since 2019. They have only advanced out of the group stage in 2 of their 4 appearances, have made it to the round of 16, but not past that. Same can be said, though, for Tappara, who have, despite reaching out of the group stage in every single one of their 6 appearances, have made it to the round of 16 and been eliminated there 5 times. Look at our head coaches. You saw Serge Aubin, the veteran of the NHL, who played 374 career games over 7 seasons in his 3rd year. Meanwhile, Jussi Tappala, in his 2nd stint with the club, he's back after winning back-to-back championships in the Liga, 2016 Liga Coach of the Year. He is back, 5th season overall, his 2nd year back in his 2nd stint, 192 wins for Jussi Tappala. We mentioned Serge Aubin, 62-37 overall as he enters his 3rd season. Eisbären coming off their first championship in the DEL, Deutsche Eishockey Liga, since back in 2013. So they snap a near 8-year drought. Have ambitions of advancing through the group stage, but a very evenly matched up contest tonight. Tappara, who have struggled over the past couple of seasons, did not earn a medal in the Liga campaign last year. That snapped a 7-year run, but looking for a bounce back this year. So glad to have you with us from the Mercedes-Benz Arena in Berlin. Ben Wilson with you as we are underway. It's Tappara in the visiting white jerseys, Eisbären Berlin in the darks as we are underway. Top lines for each club's led by some prolific players in each of these clubs' respective countries. Marcel Nubels led the DEL in assists last season on the top line, along with Leo Fudel, Zach Boychuk, former first-round draft pick by the Carolina Hurricanes in the NHL, along with Morgan Ellis and Jonas Mulla. As right away, shot chipped just wide of the goal. That's Nubels behind the cage of Christian Helianko for Tappara. Helianko, the 24-year-old, in his 5th season now for a very experienced veteran Finnish side from Tappara, who have won 17 times in the Finnish Liga. And the stoppages were just underway. First line for Tappara in the meantime. Mentioned some of the veterans, led by Christian Kusala, enters his 20th season in Liga play. It's his 9th year with this club in Tappara. The 38-year-old legend in the country of Finland. He starts alongside Anton Levci and Tyler Morley, with the defenders in Santi Kinnunen and Veli-Matti Vitasmäki. Joni Tulala, the other defender. Kinnunen, the only returning defenseman from last year, actually will play on the 3rd line for Jussi Tappala. So underway as Tappara brings the puck into the zone. A team that does expect to advance out of the group stage, but these you could easily see being the 2 teams that do advance. In a pretty tough Group E overall, with Skellefteå of Sweden and Lugano of Switzerland. Kevin Clark, one of several new additions for Eisbären, working the puck in the corner, but it's Tappara who come up with it. Look to push the other way. As they dump it in. Kyle Platzer, a Canadian, joining the club for the first time. Both of these teams with a couple of absences tonight. Tappara, the healthier of the two clubs, each have one player competing in the final stage of the Olympic qualifying as we see Eisbären venture offside. So for Tappara, no Atso Rantakari. He is the one injury for Tappara, but Charles Bertrand, currently playing for the French national team in Riga, Latvia right now, where the French won earlier today 2-0 over Italy. They'll take on Latvia in what is likely to be the deciding game in that group. One of those teams will advance to the Olympics in Beijing 2022. Meanwhile, for Eisbären, no Nicholas Jensen. He's in the same competition, playing with Denmark. They beat South Korea 11-1 today after being down 1-0 in the first. They'll play what is basically a road match in Oslo, Norway, against the Norwegians for a place on Sunday in the Olympics. This puck chipped forward as Eisbären look to push. We'll see how Berlin looks. Eisbären, the Polar Bears, as it roughly translates to their team name, how they look in their first game after the championship season, and could have been a 3-on-2, looking to push towards goal. It's sent out for a chance at the point, and this pass deflected wide off the stick of Kai Visman. One of the alternate captains on the second line, coming off a career high, was a +16 last season. Key contributor for Eisbären down the stretch. Meanwhile, Anton Levchi, top winger for Tappara, led the team with 45 points last year. He's dispossessed by Marcel Nubels right along the boards. And it's Eisbären who look to control. Nubels tried to flash across goal, but that's canceled out. Mention who is not in the lineup today due to either injury or those Olympic commitments for Tappara, and mention Nicholas Jensen for Eisbären. Parker Toomey is out. A young German-U.S. dual international who played collegiately at Minnesota State, but he does not suit up today, expected to be back for his second year. Morgan Ellis, top-line Canadian defenseman, sets up teammate Matt White for a shot that's turned aside by Christian Helianko. First save he has to make as White, the second-year Canadian, unable to deliver. I mentioned Helianko in goal already for Tappara. It's Matthias Niederberger in for Eisbären. A couple of experienced, albeit relatively young goaltenders. Niederberger, the veteran of the two, the 28-year-old who had 5 shutouts last year, and playing in his third career CHL game, but first for Niederberger since 2015. Definitely, if you're going to compare at least the CHL experience for these two sides, it's Tappara who have the advantage. As Jukka Peltola, it's checked on the boards by Morgan Ellis. Peltola still working for the puck, along with Samuel Salonen. Chipped away by Jonas Mulla, one of the Berlin natives, but taken right back. Just about 5 minutes into this contest, Eisbären Berlin and Tappara from Tampere in Finland. Final match of the first day of this 2021-22 CHL season. And both teams who have yet to play a regular season contest in their respective leagues, so far just clearly feeling each other out as this pass goes a little beyond the mark for an icing. Here was that chance a moment ago. Matt White forcing the save. You saw Morgan Ellis looking to make that drive at the near post, and it actually was White. He got a slight deflection. Helianko, though, gets lucky as that goes just wide of the post. And really our best chance so far tonight, as you see for Tappara, wearing the top scorer jersey, Otto Rauhala, in the face-off circle. For this first match day at least, the top scorer jersey going to the team captain, since obviously no goals have yet been scored in either domestic or CHL competition. Each team will have their domestic debuts in a couple weeks' time, first couple weeks of September. As this puck sent down. We'll go for another icing. Mentioned that top line of Levchi, Kusala, and Morley, but Tappara, they also bring so many weapons at you. Mentioned Peltola as well, the 34-year-old, who is the active club leader, 609 career regular season Liga games for Tappara. And we have a couple guys in Rauhala and Kusala who have played in every single Tappara CHL game, 41 of them since the 2014-15 season. Experience certainly on the Tappara side, but the confidence, you have to say, currently with Eisbären, a team coming off its first domestic championship in 8 years. This shot from the point saved by Niederberger as it comes in by Brady Austin. Austin, one of just a few international players outside of Finland on this team. The majority of the skaters from Finland, 24 of the 28 players. While Germany much more balanced, only 14 native Germans on the squad, 7 Canadians, a couple Americans, as well as 1 Danish player. I mentioned, though, Jensen, he's not with the team, currently playing in Olympic qualifying in Oslo, Norway. Casimir Jurgens able to get the puck into the Eisbären zone, but controlled there by Berlin. So far, only a couple shots for each side as this dump-in attempt canceled out. Matt White, we've seen him on the puck quite a bit. The Whittier, California native, one of those couple Americans in his second season now with Eisbären. Here's a chance, though, and a shot turned away by Niederberger. Followed up shot just wide. Peltola couldn't get a stick to it. And the final attempt is covered up by Niederberger. Best chance of the first period for Tappara. We remain scoreless. 0-0 just underway from Berlin in match day 1 of the CHL.
Help your team win the new in-arena game by voting for your favorite team. Here's how it works. Search the team you want to give your vote. Click on the logo, and that's
Hyökkäjät,
you have
paljon haluaa
successfully
pelaa keskelle kiekkoa koko ajan. Pidä mailla niin, että voi keskusta peitossa. Ja kaistat, älä puolusta sitä kaistaa, vaan puolusta syöttöä pois. Vietä tölle hyviä paikkoja ja vahvaa taas hyökkäysalue ja pysyy kiekossa kamppailut. Hyvä rytmi on jatketaan. Samanlainen eri kierros vaan.
Back underway in Berlin at the Mercedes-Benz Arena. Matthias Niederberger didn't have to do much for Eisbären in the first few minutes, but as you just saw in our highlight package a moment ago, 3 quick-fire shots on goal from Tappara, all of them saved. The first real opportunities for the Finnish side from Tampere in Finland, 4th-place finishers in Liga last season. This puck grabbed by Christian Helianko for Tappara. Nearly 5-4 shots edged, 3-2 on goal for the visitors from Tappara. And there you get a good look at Christian Helianko. Very solid last season. 18, 15, and 10 record. Like most domestic leagues worldwide, not just in hockey but all sports, a modified season last year, delayed by COVID. And the Finnish Liga, they did implement draws last year. So 15 draws for Helianko as the starting goalie. A team that was knocked out in the semifinals, lost a best-of-5 series 3-1 to Lukko before losing 7-1 to HIFK in the bronze medal game. So did not medal, did Tappara, for the first time in 7 years. Certainly a lot of pressure, you'd think, on UC Tappara in his second year, back in his second stint with the club, 5th overall. As this puck deflected over the boards and out of play. But a number of new additions, including that man, Joni Tulila, who slots immediately into the top line, a transfer from Kuku within Liga. But one of 4 former NHL draft picks, a 6th-round pick by the Chicago Blackhawks in 2015. It was a big part of the 2016 World Junior gold medal that Finland won, a 4-3 overtime win in the gold medal game against Russia. So a lot of talent on this Tappara team. The question is, can they put it all together in one of the most challenging domestic leagues in Europe, in the Finnish Liga? Here come Eisbären, just offside though. Looking to get the push into the zone. As that's Mark Zengerli. Has dual citizenship in both the U.S. and Germany, but born in Rochester, New York. He just drifts offside. See the fans? Great to have them in the second largest hockey arena among all of the DEL teams in Germany, the Mercedes-Benz Arena. State-of-the-art facility, holds a little over 14,000 fans, built back in 2008. A great setting to open the season for both teams. Match day 1 in this CHL season. These two teams will square off again in Finland a week from today. Nice check on the boards coming from Eisbären. And Corbinian Geibel, one of a couple of youngsters they've been forced to call up with a couple of the injuries I mentioned. Parker Toomey, the main player, expected to contribute in a big way for Eisbären this year, out. And so Geibel playing in just his 3rd game at the senior level for Eisbären, making that check a moment ago. And the team's pretty even so far, each with 4 shots on goal apiece, and each with one real good opportunity in the first half of our opening period. This puck taken away. Nicely done by Christian Thomas. Pass dropped off. Nice spin, but just out of the reach. Now, if you see number 88 in white, Kyle Platzer, one of those new additions for Tappara, who bring in 16 newcomers. Puck, though, still in the zone for Tappara. This shot deflected wide. It was Jukka Peltola right in front of the net, tried to get the deflection. Good puck control with another shot wide. This time Santtu Kinnunen. Still a chance for Tappara. They're getting a lot of action on the Eisbären net. Niederberger having to stand up tall on his goal a couple of times as Peltola works with it in the corner. And Kyle Platzer putting in a strong shift for Tappara. Not a complete overhaul. Mentioned the 16 newcomers this year for Tappara. But still a side that returned 10 of its top 15 skaters. Good look at all the fans inside the Mercedes-Benz Arena. First time getting to watch their Polar Bears since they clinched that championship, which was back on May 7th, won the deciding game of the best of 3 championship series. Normally they're best of 7, but faced Wolfsburg in the championship series. A lot to be cheerful about in Berlin when it comes to their hockey side. And here Eisbären win the face-off, but sent down and controlled by Tulila, the 25-year-old Finn. Very even so far, both in the shots on goal and the face-offs. And as we'll see, another icing, this time from the Tappara side. Physicality, that's something you can also expect too. Big hit delivered there from Kevin Clark, a first-year player for Eisbären, transferring from the Switzerland National League. Tappara with a response of their own. Two teams who historically so good defending the puck. In fact, that's what UC Tappara was quoted at coming into this game. Getting to the goal would be challenging, was what he felt like on his Tappara side. Not too much of a surprise to see this 0-0, nearly 12 minutes gone in our opening period. Tulula seeing a lot of the puck as a first-line defenseman. Just one returning defender from last year's club in Santtu Kinnunen. Here is Kusala, the veteran 38-year-old for Tappara. He's dispossessed, though. Jonas Mulla takes it away in the corner. Eisbären able to dump the puck in. Leo Fudel giving chase in the corner. Really only one clean-cut chance for both sides. You could argue a couple high-danger chances for Tappara to this point. But it remains 0-0, just over 12 minutes gone. There's Fudel again. Tappara doing a good job getting back in defense. A club that were a model of consistency up until a couple of years ago reached a league record 6 straight championship series in the Finnish Liga, but lost in the semifinals in 2019. No playoffs in 2020 with the COVID suspension, and then last year also losing in the semifinals. Always big expectations, though, for Tappara, which is English for battle axe, and their loyal fan base. Same can be said for Eisbären, who finally snapped its 8-year championship drought in the DEL with a win this past May. Peltola charging it forward into the zone, tried to lay it off for teammate Salonen, but it's broken up and a chance for a push the other way. Matt White, 2-on-1, but his pass broken up. And the Americans had a couple of nice charges forward for Eisbären so far, has not yielded anything though. Good inner working play this time. Peltola involved with Petteri Pahaka, whose shot is turned aside. Things starting to open up a little bit more. We had a quiet opening 5 minutes, not a whole lot of opportunities for either side. On the forecheck, this is the captain, Rauhala, playing it out to the point. Shot deflected wide from Brady Austin. The Canadian, one of 3 Canadians on this Tappara roster, which mentioned earlier, one of the rosters, like many Finnish teams, predominantly made of Finland national players. Brady Austin, a first-year player transferring from Nizhny Novgorod to the KHL this past summer. This play goes offsides from Eisbären, and it leads us to another timeout. Still 0-0 as we're just underway from Berlin in our first period.
We get the puck and then we're overwhelmed a little bit. Yeah, I told him because when we have middle lane drive, he shifts, but the weak side stays white. Yeah. Keep it up, boys. Keep it up. Hey, let's talk to our D. Let's talk to our D. Well, on puck recovery, talk to them. Let them know you're open. What's that? Yeah, just to the weak side, yeah.
Now, so interesting to hear the words of Serge Aubin saying, yeah, sometimes we're getting the puck and we're getting overwhelmed. As Eisbären have looked bright so far, but Tappara have been very solid in defense. Have created more chances, 6 shots on goal to Eisbären's 4 so far. As we played about 3/4 of our opening period, 0-0 from the Mercedes-Benz Arena in Berlin. Serge Aubin, legendary player, who called his team's championship run this past spring, said it was all about the dedication and teamwork that the team put in. And a coach who has had success now in a couple of different countries, won an Austrian league title with the Vienna Capitals back in 2017. 3rd year now in Berlin. It's Tappara who've been on the front foot for the past few minutes before our final power break of this first period. With more shots and young players like Petteri Puhakka, who you saw on the highlight package a moment ago. There's a tight angle shot, by the way, coming from Eisbären. You saw that shot from Puhakka, the 20-year-old fourth liner is where he starts in his second year. Here's Zach Boychuk putting a puck on net, just the fifth shot on goal, though, of the first period. You look, though, at some of the top-line guys for Eisbären, so much experience and talent as well. As this shot saved, Simon Desprez, one of three former first-round NHL picks on this team, two of which are active. Desprez and Boychuk both on the ice right now. Controlled by Marcel Nubels. This shot's turned aside by Helianko. He's been good so far when he's been called into action to this point. As this puck sent down for an icing. Fans enjoying it so far inside the Mercedes-Benz Arena. This puck dropping just after 6:15 p.m. local time on a Friday night. Good way to start the weekend for the hockey fans in Berlin. Nothing so far between two teams who have aspirations of advancing to at least the knockout rounds, if not further. It's Matt White with the puck. Got it caught in between his skates, though, and it's cleared away. Eisbären Berlin looking to make another push into the zone. Nice little dangle, but eventually shot turned aside as Mikael Seppala, the second-line defenseman in his first year for Tappara, able to turn play the other way. Here comes Tappara once again, able to walk in, wrapping around the net and having this puck turned aside is Grady Austin. Tappara, when they've gotten into possession, they've had the much longer sustained rushes as we'll call, they get a stoppage in on the crease. With Salonen, the 21-year-old, in his first year after being a second division all-star in the Finland League system. See him stopping play, and we'll get our first penalty of the evening call. See Blaine Byron, former round 6 draft pick by the Pittsburgh Penguins in 2013, first-year player, and he goes to the box, first power play of the night. Looked like he was holding the 21-year-old Salonen right on the edge of the box. So Tappara to the power play. Kusala controlling it in the corner. This is such a dangerous power play unit, too, for Tappara, for all of its goal-scoring skill. Here Kusala, one-timer, blocked out in front, almost came to Austin, and the net dislodged from its moorings as Patrick Virta came crashing in. There's another look on the inside. You see effort in the back. Virta trying to just nod his way right onto the goal line, and a little push from behind lodges the goal. Just underway in this power play. High sticking the call, by the way, on Blaine Byron. So Eisbären were one of the best last year in preventing goals. The German league, one of the higher scoring leagues of the European domestic leagues, but Eisbären finished second out of the 14 teams in their league. Averaged just under 2.5 goals allowed per game last year. Meanwhile, Finland, historically a much lower scoring league. Tappara allowed about the same amount, just 2.6 goals against per game, but that was just 11th out of the 15 teams. Gives you an idea the premium of defending in the Finnish Liga. Both coaches, though, they anticipated a tightly played, low-scoring game, and that's what we're seeing so far. Eisbären able to get the clear as they look to kill off the first power play for either team. First game of this 2021-22 group stage for both teams, and the first ever meeting in the CHL between Eisbären Berlin and Tappara from the Finnish Liga. Another clearance attempt for Eisbären, who, despite all of their domestic success, mentioning the defending champions in the DEL, their 8th all-time, first since 2013, also won 15 times in the East German League back as Dynamo Berlin before the German National League formed in '92. Each team with tremendous amounts of domestic success. Still on the power play, though, for Tappara. Final 35 seconds as they look to work it in behind the net. Christian Thomas, give and go. This shot saved by Niederberger. Best effort and best chance of the first period for Tappara. Still possession alive. Another opportunity for Thomas as he walks in. Shot blocked right away, and a big cheer from the Eisbären fans. Two great opportunities for Christian Thomas, the 21-year-old and local product from Tampere in Finland. And here they come again. One final push as Rauhala and Thomas work with the puck. But the penalty is killed off. Byron back on the ice as we play in the final minute of our first period. Looking for the back check.
1 minute remaining in the first.
But that'll go as another penalty. Kevin Clark, just as soon as Byron leaves the box, it is Clark attempting the poke check. Instead, you see him catching the defender Mikael Seppala up high, and that'll go as another penalty.
Penalty for Berlin, player number 32, Kevin Clark, 2 minutes for hooking.
So after the high sticking a moment ago, now it's a hooking penalty, and this shot is just wide. Tappara, it's 45 seconds in the first period. They'll start the second period on the power play as well as Kusala centers a pass. That's blocked out in front. A chip toward Niederberger, and he's able to hold up strong. It was Kusala first, then Platzer, the Ontario native, who's looked very bright in his debut for Tappara today. Look at him, number 88 in white, right there. Couple of good sticks at the puck, but Niederberger does not give an inch. Kyle Platzer, how far would that go? Making your debut to score in your first game. The former round 4 draft pick by the Edmonton Oilers in 2013. Kusala's been on the puck quite a bit, especially on the power play for Tappara, the 38-year-old in his 20th season now in the Liga, 9 with Tappara. Brady Austin able to send the puck wide. This shot never got to the goalie Niederberger, and able to be cleared by Eisbären as we're into our final 10 seconds of the first period. We'll see if there's one final rush for Tappara. There is, but offside is the call. Platzer just drifting across the blue line. Another look there at UC Tappara. Mentioned how it's his second stint. Won back-to-back championships 2016 and 17, and then wanted a new venture. He stayed with the club, became their director of hockey operations in 2018, then left, took a head coaching job in the KHL, but was sacked mid-season in his first year. Came back as the director of hockey operations for Tappara in 2020 before taking over the reins once again as head coach last season. Final shot of the period does force a save out of Niederberger, but the horn sounds as we're through 20 minutes. One period gone between a pair of European giants, Eisbären Berlin, the defending German champions, and Tappara, 17-time Finnish champions. It's 0-0 so far as we're through one period. 11-8 the shots on goal advantage for the visitors from Tappara, but still anybody's game through 20 minutes in Berlin. We'll step aside. More coming your way. It's the CHL match day number 1 in this 2021-22 season. Through one period, it's Tappara 0 and Eisbären 0.
Herzlichen Dank für Ihr Verständnis. Und jetzt geht's rein sozusagen in diese Drittelpause. Und irgendwann übernimmt er dann DJ Cool.
in Berlin and at Tappara. 0-0 to this point. Look at Jonas Muller, though. He has led the way for the Eisbären, by far leading the way of any player on either side. Over 8.5 minutes on the ice in the first period, the only player with multiple shots on goal. Meanwhile, for Tappara, a number of debutants impressing so far despite a scoreless game to this point. Brady Austin leading the way over 4.5 minutes on the ice, and newcomer Kyle Platzer, the Canadian, in his first year with the club, a game-high 5 shots on goal to this point. Tappara begin the second period on the power plays. We welcome you back. Ben Wilson with you this evening from Berlin. About 45 seconds left on the Kevin Clark hooking penalty to end the first period. As it is Tappara and the Eisbären. The other two teams in this group, Skellefteå of Sweden and Lugano of Switzerland. We'll update you on that match also going on right now. As it's Tappara. Let's see if they can do anything with the final half minute of the power play. A game that was very tight early, but Tappara really dominated the final few minutes of the first period. A 12-7 shots on goal advantage, 21-9 the overall shots on goal, the overall shots advantage. And it's Morgan Ellis looking to clear the puck and does so successfully. That should kill the majority of this power play. So Matthias Niederberger, he was a busy man, especially the final few minutes in goal for the Eisbären. 12 saves in his third career CHL start. First start, though, since 2015. And for the second time so far, the Eisbären able to kill off the penalty. Took a couple of penalties late in that first period. First from Blaine Byron, the second from Kevin Clark, each making their debuts for Eisbären Berlin. But they get out unscathed, and we'll see what adjustments Serge Aubin, the third-year head coach of the Eisbären, makes. First, though, a chance for Christian Kusala has this puck just jump off his stick, moving into the Eisbären zone. Shot deflected, in on goal, and somehow it's put wide by Tappara. Still looking for the follow-up. How did they not score there, as this eventual pass goes beyond the stick of Joni Tulila? Looked like a perfect opportunity right on the back door of Matthias Niederberger's goal. But it remains 0-0. A Tappara team looking to integrate 16 newcomers into the squad after a disappointing fourth-place finish in the league. It was good enough to grant them qualification into the CHL group stage, but they crashed out in the semifinals, lost the bronze medal game, as they failed to medal for the first time in 7 years in the Finnish Liga. Here with the puck, Tappara looking for the reversal. Peltola tries to fight for position. There's Platzer, who had the 5 shots on goal in the first period. Able to center out in front. Comes right back to Platzer after deflecting off of the skate of Salonen. A lot of hard work going by 81 Peltola and 88 in white Platzer for Tappara. But so far, the Eisbären, while certainly being tested defensively, they've held up pretty well. So they send this puck back down the ice. This is a look at that potential opportunity on the back door. And a look, saw number 86 in white, Tyler Morley, first year back with the club, his second stint, but looked like just enough of a stick check by Niederberger, doing enough to get Morley a little off balance. Morley, we mentioned the other match going on, by the way, in the Group E round tonight. Morley transferring from the Swedish league, where he played for Skellefteå last year. Played for a couple different teams in the Swedish league, but back in Liga, played in 2019 for Saipa. And spent 2020 in Tampere with Tappara. Chance for the Eisbären, but this puck dispossessed. A nice job after Mark Zengerli drove it into the zone. Here comes Tappara the other way, with captain Otto Rauhala knocked into the boards. Comes right to Peltola. And what's been a physical game so far, it's the home club, the Eisbären, with the hits advantage, at least to this point. 11 to, I should say 9-8 so far. A little chippiness. This is the first game of the season for both teams. Tappara just had their schedule announced. They'll open the season 2 Fridays from today at HPK. Meanwhile, the Eisbären, they get the season started. DEL begins that same weekend. So a few CHL games to kick off the group stage. 2 this weekend for both teams, and then the gear up continues for the start of the domestic season. The Eisbären defending champions out of the DEL. First time their fans have been able to cheer on their club as this shot blocked out in front by Levchi. Still alive in the zone, and a deflection goes in. From the point, Tappara strike first after controlling the possession much of the way. He missed a glorious chance a couple minutes ago, but Tyler Morley does not miss this one on the deflection. 14 goals, I should say, in 2020 for Tappara, his first in the 2021-22 campaign. Got that much separation from top defender Jonas Mulla, and is able to get the deflection. Tappara the goal. Just over 4 minutes, or just under 4 minutes into our second period. So it's Tyler Morley, the 29-year-old from British Columbia in Canada. It is his second career CHL goal. Scored 1 in his 1 season he played with Tappara. Goes down to 23:52 overall time. Finally, after 11 shots on goal for Tappara, many of which trouble Matthias Niederberger, it's the visitors who strike first. And looking for more as Patrick Virta brings the puck into the zone. Veli-Matti Vitasmaki credited with the assist, by the way, and that initial shot from the point, the top line defenseman. So it's Vitasmaki, his 5th career CHL assist, playing in his 26th game. In his 4th year overall with Tappara. Also back, his 2nd stint with the club as he, Morley, a number of players returning to Tappara. Kusala able to center this shot. Morley looking for a second, was in a good position, but Niederberger is able to cover. Tappara, they've cranked up the heat, especially in the second period. Had a couple power play opportunities at the end of the first period, but eventually able to break through. Goal number 1. We'll see how the home side, the Eisbären, can respond to that. A team that were used to adversity in their playoff run this past spring in the DEL. As champions, here they are finally able to bring the puck forward. The youngster Bennett Rajmi, the 18-year-old, making his senior debut today. Also Anton Levchi credited with the 2nd assist as well. So Levchi and Vitasmaki the assists on the Morley goal to make it 1-0. The Eisbären able to keep the puck in the offensive zone. And it's Rajmi. What a test this is for the 18-year-old up against one of the strongest sides in all of continental Europe. Mulla led the team in ice time in that first period. Drops it off in a pass for Morgan Ellis. His shot going high and wide of Helianko's net. Tappara looked to push the other way. Another centering pass just beyond the charging stick of Petteri Puhakka at the far post. Things starting to open up as Tappara iced the puck into the second period. Another look here first at Mulla, the drop off to Ellis. Good look there, but whips this shot up wide. Canadian Morgan Ellis, 4th round pick back in 2010 by the Montreal Canadiens. Played 3 games in the NHL back in 2016. Tappara win the face-off here. Christian Kusala, the 20-year vet, looks to lay the puck off, but that's knocked away by Blaine Byron. Still alive, though, for Tappara with a shot blocked out in front. And that White comes the other way. Successful weekend across the CHL for visiting teams who won 5 of the 6 games yesterday. Couple of big hits here in the corner after the Eisbären looked to control possession. Tyler Morley, the goal scorer, with one of those hits for Tappara. And starting to get into it now as the physicality picks up a notch. Nice drop-off pass. The hesitation and the goal! Tappara Tampere makes it 2-0. His first goal on the international stage, the 20-year-old from Finland. Watch this beautiful drop pass by Mikael Seppälä. The hesitation and the wrist shot beats Niederberger from Tappara Tampere. It was his first full year last year playing in the top division. Had been loaned out to the second division each of the past few seasons. And his first opportunity to play in the CHL results in a goal. It is all Tappara at the moment, 2-0, with each goal coming in the second period. I have to say, though, Mikael Seppälä, he earned that assist as well. He's in his first year with the club, the 27-year-old.
28th minute, goal for Tappara Tampere.
28th minute, 27:19 on the clock for Tappara Tampere, as Tappara have dominated the proceedings in this second period. 2-0 they lead in Berlin as we've reached our first power break of the period.
Erstes Tor, 76, zweiter Assistent, weg, 71.
Pick it up a little bit here. We got better here. Come on, boys. Chucky, let's go.
Head coach Serge Aubin, the third-year head man for the Eisbären, encouraging his team, wanting them to pick it up a little bit. They've been smacked in the mouth in the second period. A pair of goals for Tappara, the fourth-place Finnish Liga side from last year. Goals in this period from Tyler Morley, back with the team, first year of his second stint. And Tappara Tampere scores in his first career CHL appearance, the 20-year-old, after last season really being his first chance to play at the top level. 30 games in Finland's Liga with 4 goals. And it's 2-0 Tappara 8 minutes into our second period. First Group E stage game for both teams. So what can the Eisbären do to retaliate? Jonas Mula, top defenseman so far, able to angle the puck towards the net. That's blocked out in front and then covered by Helianko. Marcel Nubel's getting into it with Santtu Kinnunen. Nubel's, see him, number 92 in blue, led the team in points last year and led the entire Deutsche Eishockey Liga. 36 assists, which represented a career high, and fans voicing their displeasure, some whistling throughout the arena as Nubels will be sent to the penalty box along with Kinnunen. Certainly some frustration on the home side for the Eisbären. First game since they clinched their DEL domestic championship back in May, playing in front of the home fans. It was knocked on their way, though, and officiating crew led by Andre Schrader and Mark Ewerts of Germany, quick to send those two to the penalty box. The linesmen, by the way, Maxime Sepik and Wayne Garrett. So 4-on-4 for the next 2 minutes. We'll see if that's the spark the Eisbären are looking for, but this pass goes right off the skates of Kai Visman. First time we've seen 4-on-4 hockey to this point. A couple of power plays for Tappara, and here they have a 2-on-1. Cross-ice pass, and another goal! Peltola scores to make it 3-0. It is an eerie silence reverberating around the Mercedes-Benz Arena as Tappara have destroyed the Eisbären in this second period. The setup first on that very ice to set up the goal scorer. Jukka Peltola hits it first time, the 34-year-old from Tampere. All Tappara so far as Peltola scores his 6th career CHL goal in his 27th game. So the Eisbären hoping maybe the chippiness would pay off as we had a 4-on-4, but immediately results in a 2-on-1 odd man rush. With Peltola scoring the goal. Another penalty coming here. We'll see a 4-on-3, and another fight breaks out. Ellis got pounded right on the ice. Let's see if we have more penalties to go around. First game of the season for both teams. And things have boiled over in the second period. You see Seppala, who had the assist on the second goal. Fudel involved for Germany. Let's see who's going to the box. Looks like it's Fudel, which would make this a 4-on-3 for Tappara. Waiting to see if there's any other penalties that come as a result of that retaliation by the visitors. Things have gotten a bit messy in the second period. As Seppala, not surprising, he did retaliate pretty heavily, and here's another look. So Ellis and Seppala going at it, and then Fudel comes into the mix. That's where the first penalty is called on, and then at some point you're going to see Seppala push a Eisbären Berlin player to the ground. This was in the build-up, leading to the penalty. Now, what a bizarre couple of minutes. 3 goals scored in the period by Tappara. Tyler Morley, followed by Petteri Pahaka, and now the veteran 34-year-old Jukka Peltola. As we try to sort out who is heading into the box. Might be a crowded box for both sides. We're already in a 4-on-4. Looks like for sure we'll see Fudel head to the box. He was already in the box. And you see Marcel Nubels in there as well. I believe Zach Boychuk, the other, in the box. So 3 of the top attackers for the Eisbären all head to the penalty box. Already Serge Aubin's club in dire straits, and we'll get another look. That was the first penalty called. It looked like a trip. So we are back underway. This will be a 4-on-3 power play, and a save made right off the draw by Niederberger. So it is essentially 3 players of the box for the Eisbären, 2 including Mikael Seppala, who had, you saw him late in that first highlight package we showed you with the retaliation. By the way, going back to the third goal, was waiting on the official assists of record. Vitas Maki, his 2nd assist already in the period, along with Kyle Platzer. So great start for those 2, and make it 4-0. Tyler Morley with his 2nd as he scores from the right wing. It's turning into an onslaught at the Mercedes-Benz Arena. As on a 4-on-3, Tappara, they were almost guaranteed to have a couple of opportunities like this, but Morley's able to cash in his second goal in the period as he takes it first time. Yeah, just tough to ask much more out of the Eisbären defense, especially with three top players in the penalty box, and Tyler Morley, the 29-year-old from Burnaby in British Columbia, enjoying the start of his second stint with Tappara. 14 goals in 37 games in his first stint in 2020. About 2 goals in less than a half game tonight. Started as a night of celebration for the Eisbären fans, getting to welcome their defending champions in the DEL back to the Mercedes-Benz Arena, has quickly turned into frustration and shock for many of them, as this was a tightly played first period at 0-0. It's now 4-0, less than halfway through the second. So with the man coming out of the box now for the Eisbären, they get their 2 back. Still Tappara with its 5th man in the box for another half minute or so.
30th minute goal for Tappara Tampere, scored on the power play by number 86, Tyler Morley, assisted by number 57, Brady Austin, and number 71, Christian Kusala. New scoreline, Berlin 0.
The assist, by the way, on that goal, Brady Austin, Christian Kusala, who've played big factors already. So finally, looks like everybody going to come out of the box. And another chance in on goal, setting it up, one-timer score. Levchi gets in on the action. It's 5-0 Tappara. And it's going from bad to worse for the Eisbären. Off a career high last year with 16 goals. Levchi has his tally, and that'll be all for Matthias Niederberger in goal. As we'll get our first look at Tobias and Chichka, the 20-year-old German. Three-point night for Tyler Morley, 2 goals and an assist. And even though it's Niederberger who's the victim here, not much you can really say about his ability to save that. Really no chance on the late-breaking 2-on-1. And so after a bright start, Niederberger making 12 saves in the first period. He allows 5 goals on 8 shots on target in the second. And still it's Tappara having completely shell-shocked the Eisbären in the second period. And the Eisbären do something. Here's a good attempt with a pass right across the face of goal from Matt White. But it's deflected away and then sent down for an icing. Now the odds makers felt like this would be a pretty even game, and you couldn't blame them. This seemed on paper like 2 teams who would be very evenly matched. Odds makers in Europe setting this, maybe Tappara just a slight favorite coming in, but you would have never expected to this degree. 5-0 as we play in the second period. And a shot blocked out before it can reach the goal of Christian Helianko, who's basically been no more than a spectator in the second period, watching his team explode for the 5 goals. And now more frustrations as sticks go flying. Nothing called as Kusala brings it ahead. 3-on-3 opportunity for Tappara. So far, if you're looking at your first star, Tyler Morley, 2 goals and an assist both in this period. Levchi a goal and assist as well. And Pair of assists for Veli-Matti Vitasmaki. Everything going Tappara's way to this point. And the fans trying to get their home side, the Eisbären, something, anything to get excited for. A team that was so solid last year in the somewhat truncated 2020-2021 DEL season, 15-4 at home. And they won 3 consecutive decisive game 3s in their playoff series. All of those games at home, including a 2-1 home win May the 7th to clinch the championship, their first in 8 years against Wolfsburg. And perhaps, as we see this, another puck frozen, another face-off for the Eisbären. Just looking to turn the tide in some way, get off the mark. It's Marcus Engerli on the face-off, but won by Tappara. The top scorer, Auto Rauhala, looks to set up Pahaka behind the cage. Pahaka scoring in his debut in CHL action. Here's Pahaka, number 91 in white. What'll this do to his confidence? A player who had mostly, up until last year, been a youth team player for a couple of different clubs in the member of the Finland youth national teams. He was on the team that took 4th at the World Juniors a couple of years ago. Here's another chance in tight on goal. There's a save made first by the backup, Tobias Nchichka, who comes in. Also, speaking of youngsters, he's a 20-year-old, valuable experience for sure. Playing basically half the game here for the Eisbären. 5-0 Tappara. Mikal Seppala, one of those assists. How do you keep your composure here if you're Eisbären Berlin? Not a deficit they've been accustomed to facing in the DEL. Speaking of stoppage, in our second and final power break of this second period. 5 goals, all in the period for Tappara. They have a commanding lead in Berlin.
They're supposed to since fucking... All right, here we go, here we go.
And not much more you can say than just, here we go. If your head coach Serge Oban, been a frustrating 5-goal period that his Eisbären Berlin have given up to Tappara from Tampere in Finland. 2 goals from Tyler Morley have led the way so far. Also debut goals for, at least in the CHL, a debut goal for Petteri Pahaka, along with veterans Anton Levci and Jukka Peltola, making it 5-0. The starting goalkeeper Matthias Niederberger has been yanked. Tobias Nchichka in now. And still on come the visitors in the white and orange jerseys of Tappara. Another shot just wide. But in this first weekend, as we've mentioned, domestic league play yet to begin as we get a whistle in the corner. Look there at number 88 in white, Kyle Platzer, as he gets tangled up and potentially yet another penalty. And it's coming on the German side. Just a frustration play more than anything. Second time Blaine Byron has gone into the box. You always wonder too for players trying to make that transition from North America to the European game where you have a wider rink. Byron has certainly struggled in that regard tonight. His first year with the club, played for the Ontario Reign in the AHL last season with the Los Angeles Kings organization, and he's taken a pair of penalties today. Tappara already up 5-0 back onto the power play. Byron, the 6th round pick by the Pittsburgh Penguins back in 2013. Here though a giveaway, but only briefly, taken right back by Tappara. And Kyle Platzer, who has featured brightly an assist in his debut with the club. Tappara patiently worked the puck around the offensive zone. This shot pops up straight in the air. Tyler Morley looking for a hat trick, able to control. Just feels like Tappara can do whatever they want. Morley, the one-timer, just wide of the goal. They have had acres of space on the power play. Still a minute to go on the kill for the Eisbären. Morley out in front, tries to drop it off at the doorstep. Looking for Patrick Vierta, but that's turned aside. He led the team with 21 goals last season in Liga play, a career high. And you see that, the shots on goal. Tappara doubling up the Eisbären so far. Could they make it 6 in the next half minute? Already one power play goal in the period. That was on a 4-on-3. Christian Taunus sets it up. Little give and go. There's Taunus again. That takes a big deflection and goes out over the boards into the stands. Tripping the penalty, by the way, on Blaine Byron. After being called for high sticking late in the first period. There's a look at Tobias Anchichka. Was the backup last year in his first season with the senior team. Did have one shutout and 13 appearances in DEL play, but makes his CHL debut right now in relief after Matthias Niederberger gives up 5 goals all in this period. Satu Keenan fanned on that pass attempt, but Tappara keep it alive in the zone.
Eisbären komplett.
And the hosts are able to get the kill, but you see how difficult it surely is when you have that sort of penalty minute disadvantage. 12-4 as they have taken 6 penalties. A couple of those for roughing as well, as things have gotten chippy in this second period. Can't fault the fans, though. Great to have fans back and have the CHL back after last year's competition canceled due to COVID. Fans have been in full voice throughout, but a frustrating evening for Serge Aubin as he kicks off his 3rd year following a German championship with a tough start, 5-0 down to visiting Tappara. This pass just beyond the reach of Valtteri Merella, making his team debut this evening and going for an icing. It does just remind you, though, even though Tappara, the 4th place finishers in Liga last season, it does just speak to the overall depth of that league. How strong they are year in, year out. Even with a couple key contributors. I mentioned Charles Bertrand, currently playing for the French national team in Riga, Latvia right now as part of Olympic qualifying, and Atso Rantakari expected to be one of the top 2 line defensemen. He is out injured. Despite that, bringing in 16 newcomers, just 1 returning defenseman, Tappara have had no issues. They will stay on the road to face Lugano. And as of right now, it would be the 2 1-0 team squaring off on Sunday in Switzerland. Lugano up 3-1 about halfway through the 3rd period right now. In their match at home against Skellefteå. The Swedish side will come to the Mercedes-Benz Arena as we get another icing. Unable to win that race was Kevin Clark. So you're likely to see The Eisbären take on a fellow 0-1 side if the scores all hold up in Skellefteå on Sunday night, and they'll have the return trip to Tappara a week from today. And UC Tappara, the head coach of the Tampere side. His 5th overall season. Mentioned how it's his 2nd stint back, but last year by far the worst of his 4 seasons. Went just 4-5 in playoff competition, failed to medal, losing in the bronze medal game. They always have high expectations in Tampere. And off to a good start in their campaign. 5-0 lead late in the 2nd period. Sami Moilanen able to crash in towards goal. Had a player in Joni Tulula to his right, able to keep the puck in the zone, looking for the pass, but out of the range of Tulula, and the 25-year-old will have to backtrack. As this game has progressed, though, the possession control has really come all the way on the Tappara side. Cut to the nets. This puck chipped right towards Anchichka. Mikhail Seppala looking for the goal after assisting on one earlier. Kusala keeps it alive for Tappara. This pass out to Seppala. Takes a deflection. Finds Morley again on a hat trick. Leo Fodel at least able to win this battle, and eventually the Eisbären able to clear. Tappara, though, on the forecheck, continue to be so strong, nearly a 6th goal. That time Anchichka had to be strong, as it was Salonen crashing in on his goal. Here they come again. Tappara with another deflection wide. Kyle Platzer with that shot attempt. And this puck deflected up over the boards and out of play. Spin, rush after rush, just like this. Passes towards the back door, tight on goal there from Jukka Peltola. Trying to set up Samuel Salonen, the 21-year-old who's mostly been a 2nd division player, making his senior debut tonight. Was a 2nd division all-star last year. This is where having a 5-0 lead can come in very handy if you're UC Tappara, having so many newcomers, a lot of youngsters on the roster. Only having to replace 5 of their 15 top skaters, but a number of key defensemen. Some offensive players as well, though, including Jiri Schmekal, who transferred to the Lahti Pelicans within the Finnish Liga. This shot takes a big deflection by Jonas Mula of the Eisbären. Schmekal, club national for the Czech Republic, played at the World Championships this summer. Without him, though, still plenty of attacking depth for Tappara. As we play the final half minute of the 2nd period, and just drifting offside, Marcel Nubels. There's a look at Christian Helianko. Not sure if he's even broken a sweat tonight. He looks pretty comfortable. Did not have to make a save here as Muller's shot deflected by Jukka Peltola. Only had to make 11 saves. Tappara with 32 shots on goal. More frustration for the Germans. Giovanni Fiore in his 2nd year with the club. A little frustration on the face-off. And Peltola get into it. Helps, too, for Tappara that they have been so effective in the face-off circle. 21 of 25 face-offs won as they make their final push in what's been a dream 2nd period for the Finnish side. One more whistle. Mark Zengerli mixing it up, he and Fiore. A couple of North Americans, Zengerle from Rochester, New York in the U.S. Fiore did appear in one NHL game with the Anaheim Ducks a few years ago back in 2017. There you see Fiore, 21 in blue. It'll certainly feel like a must-win on Sunday night back at the Mercedes-Benz Arena for the Eisbären, having gone down 5-0 through 2 periods at home against Tappara. The Finnish side have been quite impressive tonight, specifically in the second period. 2 goals from Tyler Morley, a debut goal in his first CHL appearance for Petteri Pahaka, along with additional goals in the period by Jukka Peltola, the veteran, and Anton Levci have given Tappara of Tampere a 5-goal advantage as we played 2 periods from the Mercedes-Benz Arena. A lot of questions for Serge Aubin to try and answer in the dressing rooms as we take our second intermission break. The backup goalie Tobias Anchichka, he'll be in the net for the 3rd period. When we return, 2 periods gone at the Mercedes-Benz Arena in Berlin. It is Tappara 5 and the Eisbären 0.
Ansonsten bitte Abstand, Abstand, Abstand. Und gleich kommt Musik. Spielminute, neuer Spielstand 19. Beide Teams wieder komplett.
Both teams at full strength.
Ein Tor für uns. Gestern im Spielstand 0:5.
Das gibt's doch gar nicht. Das gibt's doch gar nicht.
Beide Teams wieder komplett. Beide Teams wieder komplett.
Both teams at full strength.
Beide Teams wieder komplett.
Both teams at full strength.
Sun's coming up over the hill. I can hardly sit still. I got the will and I find a way. I'm not afraid. Yeah. Wait for the chance of my life. I can watch it go by. Now is the time that I chose to make. Every breath we take. No more praying.
29. Spielminute, der neue Spielstand 19. Beide Teams wieder komplett.
Both teams at full strength.
Tor für unsere Gäste, der neue Spielstand 0:5. Liebe Zuschauer, hallo, also Freunde, bitte, 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 nehmen Sie Ihre Plätze, wir haben das dritte Drittel des heutigen Spiel des ersten Spieltages der Champions Hockey League zwischen Eisbären Berlin und Tappara Tampere.
Welcome back into the Mercedes-Benz Arena in Berlin. The final game in our first game day. The 2021-22 CHL group stage getting underway, and it has so far through two periods been all the visitors from Tappara. Last season's fourth place Liga side behind a 3-point second period from Tyler Morley back with the club his first year in his second stint now. Have taken a 5-0 advantage on Eisbären Berlin, last season's defending Deutsche Eishockey Liga champions. Despite the efforts of Jonas Muller, who's been solid second on the team in ice time, has accounted for more than half, at least I should say a third of the team's 18 shots on goal with 6 to this point, but just not enough production from both the offense or the defense for the Eisbären under third-year head coach Serge Oban. You saw the backup goalie a moment ago, Tobias Anchichka. He will end up playing, in all likelihood, the final half of this game after Matthias Niederberger was a sacrificial lamb after giving up the 5 goals in the second period. Ben Wilson back with you as this is the final game of group stage match day 1 in Group E. And the Eisbären get something going. They start with a shot from the wing that's a bit high and wide of the goal from Morgan Ellis. As the defenseman looks to chase down this errant puck, instead comes to Tappara. And Anton Levchi already a goal and an assist for the Finnish side. They were ruthless when they had their opportunities in the second period after failing to capitalize on a couple of first period power plays, but scored twice on somewhat man advantages. Once a 4-on-3. They had just gone back to even strength at 4-on-4 when Morley scored his second to make it 4-0. But goals, 2 of them from Morley. Levchi, who we've already mentioned as well as the veteran Jukka Peltola, and youngster Petteri Pahakka making his CHL debut, have gotten Tappara off on the right foot. And with them being in Group E, it looks like we'll, assuming this scoreline holds, we'll see the 2 1-0 teams in Group E square off Sunday night in Switzerland, as Lugano have just finished up a comprehensive 5-1 win over Skellefteå, the Swedish side, who will make the trip to Berlin, taking on the Eisbären here on Sunday night. So it looks to be 1-0 versus 1-0 and 0-1 versus 0-1 in match day number 2 a couple of days from now. Each of these teams gearing up for the start of their domestic leagues, which both begin second weekend in September. This pass centered right out in front, and there is Eisbären on the board. Might be a consolation goal, but don't tell that to the fans inside the Mercedes-Benz Arena. Matt White, after a number of opportunities, able to punch it in right on the doorstep. His second year with the club was dynamic throughout the team's playoff push. 7 playoff goals last year off a great feed from Giovanni Fiore. And it's 5-1 now to the visitors of Tappara. I told you earlier about Petteri Pahanka, a goal in his first career CHL game for Tappara. Well, how about an assist in your first career CHL game for Giovanni Fiore in his second year? It's also CHL debut for Matt White. Eisbären Berlin have not been in the CHL since the 2018-19 season. CHL back this year after a one-year hiatus due to COVID, but the Eisbären did not qualify for the 19-20 season regardless. So they get a goal from Matt White, who had 7 goals in 9 games last year in the playoff run for the Eisbären, winning their first DEL title in 8 years. See how it can help just getting some pucks on net, being nearly doubled in the shots on goal disparity. Christian Elianko has had a relatively comfortable evening up until about a minute ago. So far, not too much to complain about for Jussi Tappala, the second-year Tappara head coach. 5th year overall as he's back for his second stint, although not like the shoddy defending, allowing that little quick play from behind the net to the easy tap in for White out in front of the goal to make it 5-1. But despite that, still a good start for Tappara, who finished 4th in the Finnish Liga last season. Always big expectations for Tappara, who are trying to break the curse of being eliminated in the round of 16. In this competition, the CHL, here come the Eisbären again. Nice walk-in attempt, but no shot taken. Blaine Byron got all the way towards the far part of Christian Elianko's goal. And the crease didn't take the shot. Still, though, it's the Eisbären with possession. Morgan Ellis. This shot from the point blocked off. Jonas Mulla with the attempt. And we'll get a penalty called as Sami Moilanen went down to the ice and trips up one of the Eisbären Berlin players. He will head to the box. Scramble play here for Moilanen, and he got there well late. Byron coming in for the puck. Nice change for Blaine Byron, who had taken a couple penalties, one in the first, one in the second periods. Here he is the one who is tripped up by Sami Moilanen, the 4th liner for Tappara. So can the Eisbären make this interesting? Down 5-0, they get a quick goal to start the 3rd period and now go to the power play for the first time today. Even though Tappara have taken a couple penalties, it's been as part of retaliation to Eisbären Berlin penalties. So really no opportunities to set anything up on the power play. And here comes their top attacker from last year, Marcel Nubels. Led the team with 42 points and led the DEL with 36 assists. Deflection almost found Zach Boychuk, but it's knocked away and cleared out by Tappara. There are some really dangerous goal scorers on this Eisbären Berlin team, but here a cheap giveaway by the backup goalie, Tobias Nchichka. Recovered by the veteran and captain Frank Herdler, wearing the top scorer jersey for match day 1. Another chance in on goal, this time saved as Fiore had the assist a moment ago. Couldn't squeeze it past Elianko. Fiore staying on the ice with a power play unit as this puck is cleared down. Well, mentioning players like Nubels, Boychuk, Matt White, who scored a moment ago, Leo Fudel. Very potent top goal scoring unit. They have 30 seconds left on the power play. Down 5-1, but with some momentum after scoring a couple minutes ago for their first goal of the season. at the very least, for Serge Aubin, the third-year head coach, some positives to take away after just a dismal second period all the way around. Kevin Clark lost his stick momentarily in the corner, but he's able to get possession. Power play expires, but still Eisbären Berlin into the Tappara zone. Clark knocked that stick away from a Tappara defenseman as this shot is saved comfortably by Helianko. Whipped in by Matt White, looking for his second goal in this period. Nice piece of stick handling by Giovanni Fiore. He has NHL experience, although he is not one of the 6 former NHL draft picks on this roster. But he shows the skill. Only played 1 game for the Anaheim Ducks in 2017, was undrafted. Had a massive 2017 season in the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League that earned him an entry-level contract. But just as quickly as we were talking positively about the hosts, the Eisbären, they sent another man to the box. That's the youngster, 18-year-old Bennett Rossmy, making his senior-level debut tonight. Transferring in from the second division side of Lausitzer, where he was very good last year. He heads to the box. And Tappara, who, as we've talked about, they've taken advantage of their opportunities for the most part on the power play. Chance to get that goal back, but up comfortably 5-1, holding the call on Rossmy. The centering pass deflected away. As this stout Tappara power play unit sets up, Kusala on the near wing. Headed out the point by Brady Austin, but puck dispossessed. And a chance for Fiore to give chase. Fiore mentioned how he got the attention of the Anaheim Ducks in 2017. He led that Quebec Major Junior Hockey League 52 goals with Cape Breton, a club in Nova Scotia in Canada, to earn a contract. Was a first-team All-Star. 52 goals in 61 games that season. So a minute to go on the power plays. The Eisbären get the clear. And with Lucas Reichel, one of the top youngsters in all of Germany, he is gone. Played for the Eisbären last year, but did sign a 3-year contract about a month ago with the Chicago Blackhawks, the 17th overall pick in 2020. So he's headed to Chicago, the Windy City, to take part in their training camp. And the Eisbären will need somebody to step up. This shot from the point deflects and scores to make it 6-1 Tappara. So right after the Eisbären had gotten 1 goal back, doesn't last long as Waltteri Mellera gets his first goal in a Tappara shirt. Just a rocket that I was looking to see if maybe that was deflected at all, but it was Morella who's going to just catch that with his stick, rocket it up into the top corner. Very tough for Anchichka to make that save. And how about Waltteri Merella, the 23-year-old from Finland, for the last 3 years with the Lahti Penguins of the Finnish Liga. But he's off the mark. First career goal to make it 6-1. And so much for a tight, low-scoring game. It has really opened up for Tappara. Assist to Santtu Kinnunen. So he adds his name to the point sheet with that shot from the top of the zone. Here, another chance for the Eisbären, though, as they look better offensively. Followed up, but sent wide of the goal by Simon Desprez. Each team with a goal in this third period. 6-1, the Tappara edge. Puck taken away right in the middle of the Eisbären zone by Veli-Matti Vihdasmäki, who's had a very successful return playing as a top-line defender after spending last year with Severstal in the KHL. 2 assists tonight for Vihdasmäki in his 26th career CHL game. back to the storyline for the Eisbären, just wondering who will they get to replace the production of Lucas Reichel, who some think might make the Chicago Blackhawks opening day roster in the NHL. He is that good, the 19-year-old from Nuremberg, who set career highs in assists and points last season, played a huge role in the Eisbären winning their first DEL championship in 8 years. Reichel, who featured first, and a lot of people saw him on the international stage for the German national team at this summer's World Championships. He's out of the picture now, so guys like Giovanni Fiore, Mark Zengerle expected to step in, potentially fill his shoes. On the other side, Pahaka with the drop pass for his teammate, but it saved. Salonen with the chance on backup goalie and Chichka. Each team finds the back of the net in this third period, but still big advantage for Tappara. They lead 6-1 in the third.
Hyvä pappiriisto sieltä. Good defense. Then go. Koko ajan jättää tänne niitä jätkiä, niin puolustetaan hyvin ja huolehditaan, että kiekko tulee koko ajan menee eteenpäin.
A lot of close calls tonight for Eisbären Berlin, but they've been thoroughly outplayed, especially in period number 2 by Tappara, coming from Tampere in Finland. 5 goals in the second period. Each team has scored a goal in this third period, but as we play with just over a half of our final period to go, 6-1 the visitors. In the final game of match day 1, this 21-22 CHL group stage. With Tappara, who have been in this competition every year since its inception back in 2014. Have advanced out of the group stage all 6 years and are well on to doing that for a 7th consecutive season. But they've never made it past the round of 16. It's been somewhat of a curse in those team circles. At least the fans have talked about that in Tampere. 5 losses at the round of 16 stage. Puck given away. Tappara still on the front foot despite a comfortable 6-1 lead. You see number 19 in white, Waltteri Merella just getting his account started. First career goal for Tappara in his CHL debut. Christian Tanas holds the puck up for the Finnish side. A couple of debutantes in the CHL tonight for Tappara who have either scored or been on the point sheet. Petteri Pahaka, as well as Merella, each scoring in this game to this point. Meanwhile, for the Eisbären, whose fans celebrate last spring's championship in the DEL, which they clinched on this rink. You can see some more youngsters rotated in what's been a tough outing for Serge Aubin, the third-year head coach. Stray stick, but not viewed as intentional. No penalty called on Viidasmäki. Even though Tappara brought in 16 newcomers, a number of them, as we've talked about throughout the broadcast tonight, back for their second stints, it has not looked as though they've been rusty or needed some time to get acclimated to each other. They have been very sharp all night. Viidasmäki, one of those newcomers, back for a second stint. And another giveaway in the offensive zone by the Eisbären. Mikal Seppala takes a spill in the corner. With tight defense from Frank Herdler, the club legend, 36-year-old, entering his 19th year. And his son currently plays in the Eisbären Juniors, and potentially, if the Herdlers are both able to progress, you might see them playing together, which Frank has publicly said that's his goal, to get to play with his son. How cool would that be? As you see one of the Eisbären youngsters. Unable to catch up with this puck for an icing in Bennett Rossmi. There was that stray stick from Vitas Maki, not called a penalty. Like more of a slip before the contact. Still some of the loyal fans for the Eisbären, polar bears, as that roughly translates to. But for a Tappara, which in English translates to battle axe, they really lived up to their team name today. For Serge Aubin, with a lot of encouragement early and attempts to make adjustments. He saw things go quickly south in the second period, but his team are used to digging themselves out of holes. Won all 3 DEL playoff series last year after going down 1-0, and those are all best of 3. They'll have work to do to get out of the group stage. After finishing last, Aubin's previous experience coaching in the CHL, he was in charge of the Vienna Capitals, was in a similar position coming off a domestic championship. As we get a penalty poked away, Fiore came up with a puck, but he's called for a penalty first before he can control it. Actually, I believe Zach Boychuk will be the guilty party. Puck fell to Fiore out in front. That'll be one of the talking points, you'd have to think, on the Eisbären front. A lot of penalties taken tonight. Going to be the 6th power play for Tappara, as it is Zach Boychuk to go to the box. Fiore in a good position, almost had an open chance of goal. And here's another look. Boychuk with the trip on Peltola.
Penalty for Eisbären Berlin, player number 8.
Just going back though to Aubin, led the Vienna Capitals to that Austrian League title in 2017, so they were an automatic qualifier to the CHL in 2018, but went just 2-4, last in the group stage. Still trying to learn from that experience. And an Eisbären team that, while have had so much success in the DEL, limited experience among the current roster playing in the CHL. And it's definitely something that takes time to get used to, having these additional sets of games, something that Tappara, while having struggled in their domestic form last year, certainly have a lot more experience with, just from a up and down the roster perspective. And that has been on display tonight. Game we figured to be very tight, low scoring coming in, but after that did play out to form in the first period. 0-0 through 20 minutes. Tappara exploding with a 5-goal second period. We'll go back on the power play for the 6th time tonight. This puck won by Leo Fudel. Will take some time off his fellow penalty killers. Marella, he had the goal in this third period, making his debut for the club, while Terry Marella, he's on the power play unit right now. Taunus off the give and go. Kiernan calls for it at the point. Instead it goes behind the goal. As Tappara continued to look so composed for the most part, right, as they nearly give the puck away, but in general look very composed on the power play tonight. Some space for Brady Austin as he walks in, fires, and it's turned aside by Anchichka. Check that, Taunus on the last shot. Another opportunity and a ripped shot. Took a deflection before it got to Anchichka. That off the shot of Kiernan. He's already had an assist tonight. Still Kiernan. Taunus walks in. Back to Kiernan. Another good example of puck movement. But fanning there on the shot is Salonen, and it's sent out. The Eisbären, give them credit, down 6-1, but still working hard on the penalty kill. Look to successfully kill this one off. As we go under 6 minutes to play. Season opener for both teams. They'll each have a couple weeks still to prepare for their opening matches in the domestic league. But Tappara, they look like they're in midseason form already, as Austin has his shot from the point comfortably saved by Anchichka. Under 6 minutes to go in a game that's been all Tappara. They lead the host Eisbären Berlin 6-1.
Chucky, come here. Benny, get on the ice. Davey, Manny, stay. Chucky, Gio, Whitey, you guys are up.
Serge Aubin mixing things up a little bit as we go to the final 5.5 minutes. You see number 81 in blue, Sebastian Strue, to take this face-off. Fourth liner who gets some time immediately off the face-off. There's a good look at the son of assistant coach Craig Strue, who's been close following Serge Aubin each of their past couple of stops. Austrian Hockey League, we mentioned it, the Vienna Capitals winning a title in 2017, with the Swiss League in 2018. Struggle for those two, sacked in the middle of their first year on the job in Switzerland, but having success in Germany, where they've led the Eisbären snapped the title drought of 8 years with a championship in 2021. And how special must that be for the 21-year-old Sebastian Strue, German international in his third year now for the club, to get to play for Dad. Fans still in full voice inside the Mercedes-Benz Arena, where it's been a struggle on all fronts. You see the penalty minute disadvantage for the hosts of Eisbären. 36-20, the shots on goal advantage for the visitors of Tappara. Still, though, you have to think for UC Tappara, anytime you come off a down season, lots of eyeballs on you, the head coach, starting the following campaign, and this will do a lot to relieve some of those tensions felt throughout the Tampere area in Finland. But no time to, this puck nearly given away, and it is. Shot from a close distance, Patrick Virta turned aside. But no time to rest on their laurels for Tappara. They head to Switzerland right after this match in a showcase game Sunday night against Lugano. Lugano, who won 5-1 earlier against Skellefteå. The Swedish side, who will head to Berlin on Sunday night in what, for those two, become as close to a must-win as you could ask for this early in the year, especially for the Eisbären. Last thing you want to do, drop your first two games of the group stage both at home when you have to turn around and go to Tampere a week from tonight in the reverse fixture. Not a lot of time for Serge Aubin to work things out, but experienced veteran coach as this shot sails high and wide of the target. The guy who worked his way up through the ranks, a 7th-round draft pick by the Pittsburgh Penguins back in 1994, ended up playing 374 career games, including 17 playoff games with the 2000 Colorado Avalanche. Fans of the CHL should not be off-put just by one poor performance by the Eisbären. They have been a team that, especially last year, started slow but came on extremely strong, winning all 3 of their playoff series in decisive third games after dropping the opening game. Here it's Anton Levchi circling with the puck, elects to play it back as Tappara have really, though, been able to dictate the tempo throughout most of the proceedings. Very evenly played first 15 minutes, but as soon as the Eisbären took a couple penalties late in the first period, you just got the sense Tappara started to feel a little bit more comfortable in the offensive zone. And while they did not score in the first period, it immediately paid off all that pressure in the second. Shot here from Marella. Turned aside by Anchichka. And it was Tyler Morley whose goal started to open the floodgates. A couple goals and an assist for Morley in that second period. Here they come again. Marella looking for a second in the third period, and that's deflected up and out of play. A little bit of everything today. If you look at it from a Tappara perspective, some youngsters, Petteri Pahaka and the aforementioned Waltteri Marella in their CHL debuts scoring for the coach. You see him right there, Jussi Tappala. But the veterans too played big roles as well. Jukka Peltola, Anton Levci with goals. Tyler Morley mentioned him with the 2. So a good mix of young and old for this deep Tappara side. Hard shot from the point, saved off the shot from Tulala. Tappara, they've done pretty much everything well, even though they've got the benefit of a large penalty advantage. They have won the majority of face-offs, out shooting the Eisbären nearly 2-1. So while the 6 might feel like a bit high, it's still it's been a deserved scoreline given how dominant they were in the second period, and looking for more right now as we play in our final 90 seconds. Newcomer Kyle Platzer has been bright, number 88 in white. Washed out on the puck there for Tappara. Santu Keenan in here starts the rush once again. Long shot, easily saved though by Anchichka. Coming off the attempt by Salonen. And so even though you had a Tappara side with the 16 newcomers, this will go a long way getting to rotate in so many of those first-year players. And when you get the type of production they've had as well, can only help from a confidence standpoint. But one of the more demanding opening 2 games for anybody in the group stage, having to take on the German champions and having passed that test with flying colors, 6-1 tonight, but then going right to Lugano, the top Swiss opponent on Sunday night. If they're able to come out of that 2-0 heading back home for this reverse fixture a week from tonight, I have to think Jussi Tappala will like the position his team is in before they even set foot in regular season Liga play. Final 30 seconds from the Mercedes-Benz Arena in our final game of match day number 1 in this group stage. You'll see Tappara emerge with a comfortable win thanks to 5 second period goals, looking for one final push. The centering pass knocked away by the captain, Frank Herdler, still playing hard, the 36-year-old in his 19th season. Circling with the puck, it's Platzer, but likes to hold up play, and that'll do it. Tappara with an explosion in the second period of 5 goals. Proves to be more than enough, even though the Eisbären get 1 goal back in the third period. It was all Tappara tonight, 2 goals and an assist in Tyler Morley's return to Finland after a stint in the Swedish Hockey League a season ago. All smiles for the visitors. Meanwhile, a lot of questions for the defending German champions, the Eisbären, to answer as they host a fellow 0-1 side, Skellefteå of Sweden, on Sunday night. Meanwhile, Tappara in a tough road environment in Berlin. They get the victory 6-1. They stay on the road heading to Lugano, a fellow 1-0 side they'll take on in Switzerland on Sunday night. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. CHL getting back underway, start of the 2021-22 campaign. We appreciate you hanging out with us on a Friday night from wherever you are. Again, our final score from the Mercedes-Benz Arena in Berlin. It is the visiting Tappara 6 and the host Eisbären Berlin 1.
Das Ganze, wie gesagt, ab 14 Uhr. Und dann haben wir natürlich am Sonntag noch das Spiel Nummer 2 der diesjährigen Champions Hockey League. Ein Dank an alle, die da gewesen sind. Und wir wünschen euch natürlich noch einen schönen Freitagabend. Kommt gut nach Hause. Vielleicht bis morgen. 41. Spielminute Tor für die Eisbären, neuer Spielstand. Eisbären. Spielminute, Treffer für unsere Gäste aus Tappara. Der Torschütze der Spieler Nummer 19 war
Coach, after all, a loss against Tappara at home. What were the main reasons?
Well, I think just about everything, to be honest with you. They outskated us, outcompeted us. They made more plays. In all areas of the game, they were better. That's not the team that I know that we can be, and we're going to have to learn from this and keep moving forward.
But do you have an explanation for all that? Because the preparation till now wasn't that bad.
No, it's sometimes that's how sports is. There's no excuses, though. It's unacceptable. We know this. I trust my guys, and we're going to regroup. Losing 2-1 or 6-1 is just the way we lost tonight. I did not like, and now we control what we're going to do from here, and I expect us to regroup and get back to work.
Next game in 2 days, time only.
Yeah.
Is that an advantage?
Well, I think it's nice that as soon as you can get back on the ice and play again, I think, yeah, especially after a game like this, you get a chance to get out there and show what we're all about. So we'll use that time to make sure we do the right thing and we take care of whatever we have to take care of, and we'll move forward.
Wish you all the best for it. Thanks very much. Appreciate it.
Yeah, English fine.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's good. Yeah. Coach, congratulations. Was that the start you were aiming for in the Champions Hockey League this season?
Well, thank you. Well, hard first period, and somehow second period was like our scoring. So I think everything went like we wanted, and the game isn't like the numbers are a little bit lying. But I respect Eisbären really much. Really tough team.
You said somehow in the second, but what was clicking then, apart from the goals, obviously?
Well, I think the penalties, and we scored from our chances, so we get the numbers, and maybe they were a little bit confused about that, so that was the result.
How huge was it to have such a start in this difficult group?
Well, yes, it's important. Now we have only 6 games here, so you have to be ready from the start.
All the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.